He's just secretly like all right, shh. All right, so how do I, guys, shush. How do I decompose this? So what I mean by decompose this is it possible for me to add two rational function to get 1 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. It's possible for me to add two fractions into the 1 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. If I can do that, because two things multiply each other is probably two first degrees. And two first degree, all you gotta do is use natural log integration rather than complete a square. So how do I think about those things? So let's start by simple things. It's also known as decompositions. Okay, it's decompositions. So what I mean by decomposition, can I do x squared minus 5x plus 6? And can I equal to, well, can I factor the bottom? What's the factor of bottom? X what? X minus 3, x minus 2. Good. A plus b over x minus 2. So this, we can break the two fraction, but we don't know what is a and what is b. So what you can do is you can multiply both sides. You can get rid of fractions. Multiply both sides by x minus 3 and x minus 2. And if you do that, it's from a basic equation, because on the left side it's going to be equal to 1, because you can FOIL together, that's equal to 1. Is that okay? On the right side will be what? A times x minus 2 plus b times what? X minus 3. Got it? Nothing. There's no over, because x minus 3 cancel. That's that. So that's called basic equation. Then what you're going to do is going to plug in some basic values. So the basic value is, we're going to assume when x is equal to 2, why 2? Because when x equal to 2, this term will go 0. Or x equal to 3, the second term will go 0. So we're going to say let let x equal to 3. What happened when x equal to 3? This is 1 equal to a times 3 minus 2 plus b times 3 minus 3. Oh. So now it's going to be 1 equal to a. A is equal to 1. And you're going to let x equal to 2. What happened to x equal to 2? Y equal to a times 2 minus 2 plus b times 2 minus 3. So b is equal to what? So can I rewrite that as a is 1 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x minus 2. And that becomes the new functions that I can take integral. Now, if you don't believe me, we can do it in, we can do back to algebra 2. We can say, oh yeah, multiply by x minus 3. This is just double check to see if it works. You don't usually do that, but I'm gonna check for you, see if that work. So that's gonna be x minus 2, x minus 3. This one's gonna be x minus 2 minus x plus 3. So therefore, it's going to be 1 over x minus 2, x minus 3. So you decompose a fraction into linear factor. That is very, very important. It's called linear factor because on the bottom is x minus 3, x minus 2. It's not x squared minus 4. Because that's not a linear factor. Okay?
X minus 2 and then x minus 3 and then x minus 2. You can also say like x minus 2.
Then your a and b is going to upside down. I mean, inverted. So it doesn't matter how you assigned it. It doesn't matter because that addition. It doesn't matter you assign which one's a, which one's b.
So smaller number will last.
No, it doesn't matter. You can do x minus 3 first. Oh, are you talking about here or here? Oh, let x equal to 3 here? Because when x equal to 3, that term is going to completely go 0.
How are you gonna do that one first? And now you couldn't do L x equals to 2 there.
No, if you firstly on the top set a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 2.
Yeah, it's fine. Because the result of your a and b is going to invert it anyway. It will come back to like what your normal stance is. What your original situation is. It doesn't really matter. You can try it. It works exactly the same. It works exactly the same. It doesn't matter because that's an association property. So it doesn't matter which order I'm adding.
X minus 2 with minus.
Yeah. So that will get the a equal to 1 will be a equal to -1, b is equal to 1. The result. It doesn't matter which one you go first. It doesn't matter. It's like 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2. It does not matter you have to go something first or something second. I just need to rearrange this is the same order. It starts with the x minus 3 and with the x minus 2. Because automatically you're going to readjust it. Try it. If you don't believe me, try it. Don't trust me on my blind word, but trust what it's going to do. Does that make sense? Is that okay? Okay. Now, they are repeated. Their second example is called repeated. Repeated linear factor.
That was before decomposition.
Yeah. So it's just decomposition. So now you know how to factor this, right? Now you're going to have 1 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x minus 2 dx. That's going to be natural log of x minus 3 minus natural log of x minus 2 plus c. You can even put a natural log of x minus 3 over x minus 2 plus c if you wanted to. And that doesn't really matter. Because they are division property that you can do it that way. Okay, so the next one is 5x squared plus 20x plus 6 over x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Now what I always do is always completely factor the bottom. Can you completely factor the bottom? Bravo. Got it? Just factor the top. Bottom. Sorry, bottom.
That's all he wants.
Only the factor of the bottom. Now, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna factor the bottom. So x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Those of you guys are bad at algebra. The first thing on factor is supposed to be factored out of x, which is GCF factoring. Factor out GCF. Always the first step on factoring. You cannot factor any other thing except factor out x. Huh?
Wait, actually no.
Bro.
It's okay. GCF. GCF. Start with GCF. And then you can factor more. Would that be x times x plus 1 square? It's plus, right?
Yeah.
I'm going crazy? Yulia's going crazy. Oh, you write it wrong. Now, what happened is you have a 5x squared plus 20x plus 6 over x times x plus 1 squared, right? So you see that repeating factor, you have to take account into that. So because it's 3 fractions add together, not 2 fractions. It's 3 fractions add together. So the first fraction is going to give you the first linear factor, which is the x. Is that okay? And then that's going to be a plus b over x plus 1. That's the second factor. But the next one is going to be the x plus 1 square because they have a common denominator.
Oh, yeah. Because there's 2 already on the bottom. Yeah.
What?
How could it be x and x plus 1 squared? So it's x, x1, and x plus 1. Just do it right now. So we have to square it again. Yeah, we can write it. It's all the way. If it was square one, there would be only 3 choices.
No, imagine that if you have a number here, right? If you have some type, let's say, just say 1, 2, 3. Right? What do I need to multiply here? You need to multiply x over x to get the common denominator, right? The second one, I need to multiply by what? X times x plus 1. And this one need to do x plus 1 square. And in order to have a same denominator, does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
In order to have a same denominator, in order to combine all 3 things, you have to have a same denominator. So you have to include in a linear factor, which is the second powder. It's called repeating linear factors. You have to take into the first account, and you have to take into the second account.
We had cube, we had 3.
Yeah, technically. Well, yeah, I hear you got 3. But because that linear factor occurred twice, you had to include in the first one and the second one.
Good cube, would you go first, second, third? Just go first.
We're going to get there. Don't worry. Later, we're going to get to even higher. Now, doesn't matter how which order in this case, it does not matter because A, B, C will redirect itself at the end. Okay, it doesn't matter, but I just like to put x, x plus 1, x plus 2. That's organize everything together. Now, can you write this in basic functions? Basic equations? Which is what we're going to do. Multiply both sides by what? X times x plus 1 square? Good. Then what do I have left? I'll let you to write out that part. Practicing write out that part. Okay, then you're done? Cool. Satan, can you tell me what happened? You distributed here.
5x squared plus.
Hmm?
Oh, shoot, and now I'm taking that minus.
Yeah, you are tweaking.
Alright.
That's okay. We all tweak once in a while.
No, I tweak on a daily basis.
That's okay.
Jay's like, I do it occasionally.
I do it every day. Okay, what happened to the first term? A times x plus 1 squared? Good. B times what? Plus C is what?
X.
X. Good. X. Wait, I'm so bad algebra. Okay, so what's the most convenient value for me to set x equal to?
0.
X can be -1, but we're gonna start with 0. 0 is gonna be even easier. So let x equal to 0. But you have to take account on the left-hand side too, because x equal to 0 is gonna be on the left-hand side, because that's gonna be 5 times 0 squared plus 20 times 0 plus 6. And that's gonna be a times 1 plus b times 0 times 0 plus 1 plus z times 0. Now a is equal to what? Now what's the next value I want to be? -1, good, because it will be causing some go to 0. So what happened was -1, so you gotta be careful. Should I let you do it first? I'll let you do it.
How do you know to start with 0?
Because 0 will cause one of the factor go to 0. So let's just say if I plug in 0 here, that 0 is going to go away. Because think about it, I'll look at any type of zeros from here. So x plus 1 equal to 0, x equal to -1, x equal to -1, x equal to 0.
But does it matter which one you start with first?
It doesn't matter, as long as you start with the convenient value first. But sometimes you have to go with the non-convenient value, which is you're going to start with x equal to 2. At the end, we're going to have to do other value besides that, because we don't have enough information to get it. Marcos.
He's no. It's a new sound never did. That unpacking.
I dream of that noise all the time. Yeah. And I shock and like wake up.
He wakes up in a sweat.
My God. Marco and his weird noise. Okay, x equal to -1. So you should get 5 times -1 to the square plus 20 times -1 plus 6. I have no idea what that is. But if it's -1 here, a is going to be what? A is going to be 0, right? Plus b is also 0, right? And c is going to be what? -c. What happened on the left-hand side? I don't know. -9? All right, so c equal to 9. Once I got c equal to 9, then we say, well, what's the next value? We still need one more. We got b and c. We don't have an a. So what do? What do you think I should do next? You can plug in any value you like. I'm put 1. 1 is easier because I don't like to deal with -1. I know -1 is already did it before.
You can't do negative.
Yeah, we already did before.
No, but it gave you 0.
Yeah, but we already did -1 on the first term. On the second time. So I'm just gonna let x equal to random value. So that's a 1. And that's gonna be 5 times 1 squared plus 20 times 1 plus 6 equal to if it's 1, it's going to be 1 plus 1 squared. So it's 4a plus 1, 2b, thank you, plus c. But luckily, we already know what's a and b, right? So this is, I believe, is 31, right?
Yeah.
And 4 times 6, is that 6 or that's 6? Plus 2 times. Wait, that's A is don't know. Sorry, A is don't know. Oh, A. Sorry, A is no. My fault. A is 6 plus 2b, we don't know, plus c is 9. So it'll be 31 equal to 24 plus 2b plus 9, which is 30 what? 2b is equal to -2, b is equal to -1. So now I just break up all 3 parts. So I'm gonna rewrite that. A is gonna be, what is it? A is 6 over x minus 1, actually plus -1 over x plus 1, and plus 9 over x plus 1 squared. Then I'll just do the integral part, which is 6 natural log of x minus natural log of x plus 1 plus what's the integration of this one? Plus u equal to x plus 1 du equal to dx, and then integration of u to the -2 9. So that's u to the -1 over -1 negative. So it's gonna be plus 9 over what? Minus 9. Sorry, it's minus 9 or plus 9. C is 9 over 9 times x plus 1 to the first plus c. I think this one is, wait, this one's -1. It should be -9, right?
Yeah. It's easy with shit.
So this is it's just tedious. It's very brainless. You don't have to use too much brain. Why are you doing that?
Huh?
That's not nice. All right. So any questions?
Yeah, like a minifigure. Yeah. Oh, you can't be so Batman is me on like an average day, and then Joker is me on
One more example. Okay, can I factor the bottom completely? It's completely factor. Which part is not factor? So I'm going to switch that to x minus 1 times x squared plus 4. That is the total factor. Now, be careful of this. This one here is the first time you not have a linear factor. Look at it before, right? This is all linear. This is just repeated linear. This is linear, this is linear. Let's look at here, this is linear, this is also linear. This time I have a quadratic factor on the bottom.
Where was an outside? I mean, it's still kind of.
That's called repeated linear for the other one. It's called repeated linear. It's like when you have a multiplicity of 2. Yeah, it's not okay. So I hear that only thing you have to pay attention to is I'm going to show you what happened here. It's 2x cubed minus 4x minus 8 over x times x minus 1 times x squared plus 4. The only thing different is the first one is going to be a over x. We already know that. Plus b over x minus 1. Is that okay? Plus c. Now, be careful. Because the bottom is quadratic. It's x squared plus 4. I hear we're going to reduce 1 degrees. So cx plus d. So it's going to be 1 degree, so less. And there's a constant after that.
What did you reduce it?
You just reduce 1 degree, and it's going to go with descending order. So it'll be cx plus d.
So you take the highest grade and that later you break it.
So if it was x cubed plus 4, for example, it would be cx squared plus dx plus.
We're not going to deal with x cubed, but
that's
yeah.
okay.
Then you have if x cubed plus 4 on the bottom, then you have a cx squared plus dx plus e. E is the next letter, right? All right. I'm gonna let you do this one. Now I will tell you at the end, you probably have to do system equation to find out what c and d is, because you had to try different values. It's really easy to find out A, B, but C and D you probably had to use a system equation. But you find A and B after you C and D, you can reuse it. C and D you had to use system equation, and you had to pick 2 random value again. I ran out of space.
I got 2, 4, I got -2, but I don't
Oh,
know.
wait, what?
You think they were A and B?
A got -2.
A is 2. A is 2. I haven't get there yet.
I did the same shit.
How do you get C?
I
B, I plugged it in 1. You want everything up to cancel?
thought that.
And other two things at the time. One doesn't get it equals 0. Just plug it in.
You can get rid of that.
It is 2, okay.
Oh.
I know the same, bro. I expect mine to be one.
Yeah, why did that's
X and B.
no action.
B, I got -2. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like minus.
No, he copied.
1 times 1 times 5.
What?
Okay, that's negative 2.
The opposite. He's too like he's not an actor.
Oh, shit.
Who he thinks he's the main character.
Wait.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay, what you get for C? Let's X equals negative. And then flat negative.
A is equal to 2.
Okay, 1 is not. Z, right, is gonna be-
No.
No, it doesn't.
I think that like.
Cancel.
Hey, where'd you put that, Marty? Where'd you put that?
Actually, was still meant to plug that into it.
That's where.
Yeah, I wrote it, check out.
You have to use a second number. Oh, yeah. Maybe I guess you're right. Take one value, edit, negative 1, 2. And I guess get for C and D. Why is it so long?
Well, what'd you do for C?
C, I got -8 over 3, and D got 2 over 3. I got, what's the one? For C, I got -8 over 3, and D got 2 over 3, but it was probably what's wrong. 8 times 6? What? Again? Could be wrong. I could also be wrong. Yeah. Both of those could also be wrong. Yeah. It was like.
Negative like the D equals C.
Okay, I think all three of us are wrong.
No, she got B equals C.
I'm pretty. What do you mean? Like, so I D equals 2 plus C, and then.
That's not right.
I wasn't, David, let me see your notebook. Bro. Just for you. I got
C equals 2.
home, bro. Yeah, that is more important than anything I have in school.
Negative one.
Yeah, I negative one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Mr. J?
Oh, I got negative 10 over
Is C equal 2?
What are you?
Is C equal 2?
I haven't get it yet.
Oh.
Did you get that?
Hold on.
What?
What'd you get?
C, I got 15 over
I got negative 10 over 3.
I got 2.
That's what you got.
equation.
I'm gonna show you.
I got 2 for everything.
Someone else got what I got?
Yeah, tell me else got negative 10 on
I
there.
got negative 10 over 3.
I got negative 8 over 2.
Bro.
So you got A equal to 2, B is equal to negative 2, C is equal to 2, and D is equal to 4.
Bro.
Oh my god. So we'll figure it out.
There is not.
Marcos lock in.
Marco is shooting.
I'm gonna record Marcos' different noise and just put on a
Yeah, it's
TikTok.
like a collection pack. You have to collect them all. You haven't collected them all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have a wrestling tournament tomorrow. I won't be here.
I got you.
I also have the rest of the tomorrow.
Yeah, so Kev's not gonna be here, but he won't be here for 2 weeks, so I mean, nothing new, right?
Alright.
Why are you coming for him? Nothing new.
It's not my fault. I got more than What do you want me to do?
Bro literally got deported.
Bro,
So yeah, we'll be here. We're here.
I'm gonna present Brian. I'm gonna lose my mind. You guys lost all my flashcards.
Bro, that Jennifer's fun. 100% accurate.
99.8% accurate.
99.98% accurate.
Right, it's like, could they remake it?
Yeah.
With like,
And then
like
kind
my
of,
singing monsters or something
Right.
like that?
yeah.
And they like calculate the accuracy. You're the oldest straight one. I think that one's like 90.
They don't see it.
Let's go. Are you ready for the concert?
Nope.
I'm
I low key.
I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go.
Maybe there's a
Worst sweet videos.
It's the worst week to have a concert. Also, why is 27 ensemble playing? Literally the
Really?
point. Yeah.
Bro, okay, what's the point of the dancing, bro? What are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro,
Like,
I mean, working is like
Bro,
trying to do
it's
all
not
this
for
stuff.
Christmas spirit, bro. Like, I don't.
The worst part is that they took over the orchestra's whole room. It was like really big, and now orchestra's crammed into like a tiny guitar room now.
Oh, they okay.
I'm not an orchestra, but I've had it.
It's fun. I care about that. I'm just saying that we're gonna do twerking jingle bells, like, bro, like, bro,
I'm gonna just perform and then I'm gonna do it. But I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm not planning on it.
Hallelujah is the last song to Hallelujah.
No.
Oh, lucky I am. Oh, I would have left.
For me, uncle.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so glad that
The
I'm
Hallelujah is the last song, so I have to say.
I'm so glad that I'm underachieving in band this year because now I don't really have to do anything.
It's not that. I wish he just chose Lucas beside him for Hallelujah.
Oh, they put 2 trombones on that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was.
Are you playing?
I'm playing it.
You Tannenbaum?
But then, what do you think about Grapes of Wrath?
Reading it or
To a bit because tomorrow you finish reading.
shoot? What page you on?
I'm like chapter 20.
30 you want?
Yeah.
Brad's book is so mine though. It's so boring.
You know, it is really boring. If I like try to learn tonight.
Huh?
What? If I like try to it'll be fine.
You have farmers.
I am.
I don't know.
You apply it, yeah.
Well, I heard that sure. Hard is harder than that.
He's still out.
So you're gonna hate it in lit. Like it's bad for both lit and lang.
That's all right. It's about that.
You should take it.
What are you today? What? What got to you? Watch the video again.
It's this weekend. So.
Austin's back. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Do you understand it? Okay, good.
It's all the whole question for passive. You ready?
Yeah.
Wrestling? Thanks. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next section. This is a very tedious section. 2 tedious section in a row. And last section, so we voted last period, it says test next week. Instead of break a 2-part test tomorrow and half part next week.
Everything next.
Everything next week.
Like Thursday?
Thursday.
Tuesday?
Someone be tired.
Thursday.
Thursday. Also, for when you build a triangle, if it's like if you have the constant as your hypotenuse, does it matter if you put x on the bottom or x on the right?
It does matter. Wait, you go. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about? What was the situation that you had to do that? I usually just remember the derivative arc sign. That will help me determine. You know, the constant first and the.
Yesterday.
Huh?
So we had that.
Because it changes your like your trig identities, or not your identities, but like it changes what they're equal to. So I think the answers are still correct, but you get 2 different answers depending on.
Which one? 23?
Yeah, 23, and then it was the ones with inverse, right?
Yeah, I had a problem with 23. I didn't get the same answer.
23 and then 31.
31. Okay. Can't go over in a second. We're gonna start with a partial fraction because this is a long lesson.
Use double angle. Were we supposed to use double angle?
Well, which one?
Or I use double angle.
23? How'd you use double angle?
Where x is 2 times. Oh, well, you need to convert it to 2 times.
Oh,
And then this is 4 1 plus stat. Instead of x, it's going to be beta since it's theta.
Would we ever have a reason to use other trig like cosine or cosecant?
Cosine and cosecant,
Like would so far we've only used the.
secant, sine, and tangent.
So would we ever have a reason to use other?
I don't think so, because well, at least that's not on the textbook, so I don't know. So I won't know that because you only have the situation is a squared plus x squared, or x squared plus u squared, or u squared minus a squared minus u squared. So 3 situations enough, but other situation, not that I know of, but it's possible. Like I said, I'm not like expertise in Calc 2, but usually I remember my calculus teacher just go through those 3 examples.
So I was thinking like say you would want to use cos like say the sine at the top use cosine instead to cancel out.
I don't think that you can create a situation that no, I don't think you can create a situation where those 3 situations doesn't take care. So I don't know, but you can come up with one who can come up says that try it, but normally those 3 situations should be able to take a u squared minus a squared minus u squared, or a squared plus x squared, because that 3 situation, that's the only thing we need. I got it right here. I'll show you. It's a lot of work.
We made the test. I can't do this.
I got c is equal to 2, d is equal to 4. That's a lot of calculations. That's just a lot of busy work. But I won't test you this long. I will test you probably like till this part. I will test you to like 2nd question. I will not test you to the 3rd question. There was actually a 4th question, but I think that's just getting too much. Okay, so we're gonna go to partial fraction today.
Just the pre-calculus thing.
Yeah, this is actually in pre-calculus. It's actually in pre-calculus. It's not even in calculus. Calculus just asks you to take integral, because only if you break down, then you can take an integral.